Just first tell us your name and what you do for New Holland.
My name is Neil Payne. I'm the Business Marketing Manager for T8 and T9 tractor lines for our EMEA region.
Well, this is the first time that some of this group probably has seen the tractor. Certainly for some of us here in Italy. What are you showing us today? Tell us a little bit about this.
For the whole event, or this particular?
This particular
for T8,
model.
The reason you're here to see Expo and see the methane tractor, but whilst you're here, we've taken the opportunity to bring our two other main product lines which have seen changes, that being the T7 at the other end of the field and the T8 here. Changes for ourselves have been driven of late through emissions compliance, and the tractor in front of you, the T8 435, is the Tier 4B compliant, the latest generation of the T8 tractor, the racine built tractor that we sell globally. Ironically, it was at this farm 5 years ago where we launched the T8, when we first moved from the Tier 3 tractor with the Cummins engine to the T8 point with our own engine. We launched it here at Bellotta Farms. You were probably here. Do you remember that, Tiziana? You were not. You were still in school then. That's Dennis's car. Oh, okay. On this stand, I was intending to take the opportunity to walk people around.
Sure.
and highlight the changes that we've made. First time we built that tractor with our own engine, we built it a certain way. As we sell it, as we use it, we learn and we develop. So the Tier 4B, it doesn't carry drastic changes, but it carries a whole raft of small changes, subtle changes. And I guess as we stand here and look first at the tractor, the engine is significant for us. Last time around we introduced our own engine, the NEF, the Cursor 9 litre. This time it's the same engine, but with more agricultural performance characteristics. First time around, I suppose it would be fair to say we took the Cursor engine, but the torque, the ramps, you understand the performance curves, were not as well suited to what the European grower wanted, and I think it would also be fair to say the North American grower. We went through a period of hearing experiences and changing. So the Tier 4 tractors, both this one and the T9, because you both have those in your markets as well, have different performance characteristics. They lug better, the peak torque is at a lower rev point, they hang on longer. It's more what a farmer wants from an engine. Okay, let's move around the tractor. Small changes we've made to the tractor. To move from Tier 4A compliance to Tier 4B compliance, we had to package an extra component. I won't bore you with the technology of what it is, but it's a lump that we had to put inside the tractor, and so it required moving around the components design inside it. That forced us to think about changing some other things. So if you park this one next to its prior sister, shall we say, you will notice we've moved the air cleaner over to the left-hand side of the tractor. The initial idea was driven because of packaging, but from a grower's perspective, we've actually now placed it into a cleaner area of airflow. The airflow created by the fan, we found that dust and debris would flow up the right-hand side of the tractor, so placing the air cleaner on the left it attracts less debris. By placing it on the left, we've also managed to change the ducting to get a much cleaner flow of air into the tractor, so we reduce the maintenance requirements. Having moved the air cleaner to the right, we can then repackage this area. We've expanded the fuel system. We've got an extra 54 litres of fuel. Can't immediately convert that, but it's a little over 12 gallons, I guess. Increasing fuel capacity, we've moved the SCR can up. We've incorporated these fairly simple but extremely useful maintenance elements for the customer. You'll see around the tractor we've got grab handles, and there's a handle all around the roof. Very simple detail, but if you're tasked every morning with cleaning your windows, that's an absolute delight, rather than hanging off various pieces of the tractor. So We've moved the air cleaner over there. The batteries come in here. Batteries are non-serviced items these days, so it's not a task that the driver needs to get to. Another change, which isn't immediately visible on this particular tractor, but if you look on the smart tractor you'll see it. The work lamps, we are changing our work lamps to LED technology. You'll see that across the brands, I'm sure. This particular tractor is a pre-series. It was built several months ago and isn't equipped with the LEDs, but the smart tracks out there has them. The T7 you'll see has them. It's nothing special to New Holland, but it's new technology that we as a manufacturer are using. From the grower's perspective, it's brighter light, it's whiter light, and it's actually less power. So it should be a very small percentage, but it's less of a fuel burn down. If I look up into the cabin, we've made some other changes. If you got out of a Tier 4A into a Tier 4B, the element that a driver has his hand on most of the time, we refer to it by the acronym the MFH, mechanical, what's it called? Multifunctional handle. We have redesigned that to give much lighter touch pads, much lighter finger efforts, and it is also backlit to make it more convenient to use. You need to take your people? That's JP. MFH, backlit. The seat, we have a new level of seat. The deluxe seat carries pressure ventilation. So on a hot day, there's a mode. It's selectable. You don't have to engage it. But if it's a hot day and you want ventilation, the leather trimmed seat now has a ventilation system. The mirrors, I'm not sure if in North America you'll see these. Australia, it's a market choice. In Europe, mirrors are mandatory. We've gone for the largest split level mirrors. There's legislation coming through putting responsibility on the manufacturer for areas of sight, and these mirrors conform, but from the grower's perspective they give him much better visibility. The upper part sees behind the tractor, the lower part sees down beside either the wheels or the tracks. So you'll find all of those tractors have the split level mirrors. I'm not sure what other options we've put in there. Work lamps we've talked about. Everybody, there is 15 minutes. In our tractors, that monitor that you interface with, the New Holland brand is referred to as an IntelliView 4. In this generation of tractor, we have the capability of connecting two IntelliView 4 monitors in parallel. The monitor itself is multi-layered. It's like the pages of a book. You can set up many different displays and flick through them. But some growers like to have one display giving them machine control, and then another display uniquely dedicated to precision farming. And this generation of tractor allows us to connect two screens in parallel, whereas the prior didn't. What haven't we touched? 6-paddle remote option. Down here you don't see all these prompts, but the armrest that we have, you should be familiar with this with the 4 paddles. Some of the growers, I heard this most from North America. In Europe, growers seem quite happy with 4 paddles and a joystick, but there are many growers in North America who did not like a joystick to control functions on their, usually when they were seeding. And so we've now made an adjustment to the armrest, a change to the armrest, to locate 2 more paddles so that they can control all 6 remotes with paddles, which they should be happy with. On the screen itself, on the IntelliView 4, a little bit like you'll have an upgrade for your Windows or the latest iOS platform, there's a new level of software which makes the interaction with the driver, the programmability, it makes it very much sweeter. There's lots more pop-ups, a lot more easy. Someone spent a long time listening to people's complaints and changing the interaction, and that level of software cut in at the Tier 4B level as well. A change, I don't know if it's global, certainly in Europe is offered, is Blue Power. Do you see blue power tractors? One of the T7s is trimmed up in blue power, but it was a marketing initiative here in Europe originally. We do a special configuration of these tractors in a deep Maserati blue with silver wheels.
Like Basildon's 50 year.
Like Basildon's 50 years, but we actually sell it as an unlimited edition. And in September of last year, we introduced that into the racing plant as well. So a lot of small changes, but they come together to make a package that the network can embrace.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
That's excellent.